Hi everyone and welcome back to Devo Studios. So today we are going to do like a mini how to do your own knotless braids kind of tutorial kind of thing. So what happened was I was supposed to do like a whole video on how I did my own knotless braids and I was supposed to talk in it, but then I got really tired and I forgot to speak, so I have to do like a side by side, but it's still gonna look okay. You're still gonna see everything you need to see. You won't see it from the beginning, you're gonna see it from when I started on one section of my head. So like first things first, you need to have your hair like washed, stretched. Like I just blow dry my hair, like I have no problem with heat. I also gave myself a trim that day. Probably when I take out my hair, like I'll show you guys like my hair and talk about my hair journey a little bit more. The first thing you need to have are your expressions. I don't have any more packs right now somewhere, I can't find it. But yeah, you need to have your expressions. You also need to have some edge control. On my edges, I like to use the Gummy Professional Wax Ultra Hold, the red one. I got mine from Amazon for about like £5 or something like that. You need a rat tail comb like this one. This one is a bit, oof, child. She has been through the struggle, but you need to have a rat tail comb to make your partings. You also need to have clips of some sort. I like to like part my hair into 3, so I'll part like the back off and I'll part the middle into 2, and then I just work each section by itself. To make like each part in more precise and things like that, a lot of people like to put gel in between the lines and make it nice and defined. That is a good way of doing it, and I do that sometimes. You can also use a mirror at the back of your head to make sure that everything's lined up and everything like that, but it's just up to you to figure out how you want to make it nice and precise. If you see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm trying to like talk as I watch what's going on basically. So in the first clip you can see that I've already done the back and 1/2 of the front section, which is fantastic. I'm now like just combing through. It looks very rigorous what I'm doing to my hair, but it's okay. I can promise you, even though look on my face, I look like I am actually damaging myself, but it's okay. Like it's okay. I should have used a wide tooth comb, but I didn't have one on hand, so I just had to use whatever I found. But yeah, my hair had been in twists. I'm just literally brushing out the twists because they would have gotten a little bit matted and knotted over time. And you want to make sure that everything is just like free of knots. You don't want to be braiding knots into your hair. But yeah, my hair is quite blunt at the moment because I just gave it a trim literally just before I started braiding. But yeah, my hair is 12 inches. Well, actually, it's probably like 11 inches goodness. Okay, honey. And that is just facts. And it's nice and thick. Yeah, that's another thing. I have very, very thick 4C hair. Okay. So the next thing is to make a parting. So I always start from the side of my ear and I just make my first parting all the way down, or however far back my parting goes, my section goes. I just make a parting towards the side, and I separate it with a clip, as you can see, and I make sure I go in again with my wide tooth comb. I'm looking in all sorts of mirrors to make sure that it is straight. Yep, as you can see there, I'm just trying to make a line that is straight. Excuse my pepper grains, it's got nothing to do with you. But yeah, I just try my best to make sure that the line is straight. At this point, I think I was just very tired of what was going on here. I did not have time to make it look 500D, do you know what I mean? So in between here, you could have put like some gel to make your part very, very nice and HD, but like I said, I was tired. I have a lot of hair. I just wanted to get this hair done. But yeah, I do try and like make it perfect and whatnot, but ain't nobody got time. So what you want to do next is actually make sure that everything, like you have boxes. So it's called knotless braids, but it's also like knotless box braids. So you want to make sure that everything is nice and symmetrical, and you just go down, create a box, make sure that the partings are pretty much equal, separate one section, put it up with the next, and there we go. So I did not buy pre-stretched hair. I bought normal braid packet and I just had to stretch it myself. And so I'm just showing you here the hair that I've got. So I cut my packet into 3, and that is one section of one of the thirds. I'm using color 1. My hair is actually like a color 2. It's quite brown, but I just use color 1. So I'm just showing you that I've got I'm taking 3 sections, 3 lots of hair. Like I don't need any any more than that. When I first did this hair, I realized that I had like 5 or 6 strands of hair in one braid, and it's just so unnecessary. Like I just needed 3 parts to make this size of, I think it's like a medium-sized braid, and it's long enough. It's long down to my bum or just above my bum, which is perfectly fine. So into the braid, what you can see now is that I'm braiding my own hair without any attachments. I literally do 1 braid, 2 braid, then I pick up the smallest piece of hair that I have and I put it into my hair. So I'm literally just braiding it in, and I'm making sure that my other hair is not interfering. I'm separating it apart, and then I braid a couple more times and I pick up another strand of hair. And when I'm adding this strand of hair, I make sure to add it underneath the braid so that you don't see where the hair is joining on top. You want to make sure that everything is seamless and it's not like twisted or anything like that. Although some of mine are twisted because I'm not a professional, but you know. Yep, so as you can see now, I'm continuing with the braid and I'm braiding it underneath. I'm not sure if there's any reason why I'm doing that, but I'm just doing it. And yeah, there's not a lot of tension on the root of my hair because that is just unnecessary. You don't need to have all that tension on your root of your hair. You want to keep your edges. I added in the final strand of braid, and I'm literally going to, I think I flip it over so that I can braid forward because it's just easier that way. Do I do that? Yep. So I just flip it over and I braid forward. I keep the same strands and I braid forward. It's just much easier that way. For me, I can get it done a lot faster. But you want to be careful to not twist your hair as you're doing this, because that is what I fell victim of. Like I kept on twisting my hair. But yeah, you just want to continue with the braid and make sure that it's going all the way down. And you will tell if you've done a successful knotless braid by how it lays on your head. Yeah, so you can see that I went to go back and touch it is because you want it to be flat. You don't want it to be a knot at the top of your head like there are with traditional braids. Yeah, because now I can pat my braids back and it's so flat. Like it's super, super flat, and that is exactly what you want to achieve. But yeah, I just go down and braid the rest of my hair and I continue. So you guys can watch this part. I'll be back in a few. Because my hair is long and I didn't straighten it before I actually started braiding, I had to add a bit of gel like as I went along the braid, just to make sure that my hair blended in with the actual expression. Otherwise it will just come out of the air, it will come out in between the hair and be very frizzy, and it will make your hair look very old very fast, which is what's happening at the top of my hair a little bit, because 4C hair, humidity, water, anything like that, poof, it just poofs up and it looks old. But you know, we just have to find a remedy, and that was kind of what I used. I used the Eco Styler gel, the green bottle, and then also another method that you can do is also take some scissors and cut along the braid to just make it look nice and neat, because where the expressions, you know, has been stretched and pulled, it has so many different lengths in it now, so can be spiky parts sticking out, like I can see right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like some strands of hair that did not fall into the braid that I just trim off with some scissors pretty much. So a few top tips. So as you can see now, I'm like at the top of my hair, I'm at the crown of my hair, and what's happening is that I'm braiding forward so that my arms don't ache by braiding backwards. It's just easier to braid forward. It lays like it's just easier that way. Your arms are just less tired. But what I realized is that when you do that, it's actually forming to the way that you braid it. So if you braid forward, your braids are going to fall forward. If you braid sideways, your braids are going to fall sideways. Do you understand what I mean? And even though it's knotless, it's still, because it's knotless and you actually braid the root of your hair first, it just stays in that position. Like it doesn't move around like normal wraparound braids would do. So one thing I would say is that if you're going to braid forward, be ready for the fact that when you want to put your hair down or stuff like that, sometimes there may be some that stick out or just awkward because they're traditionally braided upwards or downwards, whichever way you did it. Just be careful, cautious of that, because like for example, this braid is not going to ever lay flat like this, like the rest of its brothers and sisters, because I think I braided like outwards. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just odd, like it's just weird. But yeah, like I'm literally at the crown of my hair. Don't mind those partings. I was done with this hair, okay? I literally had 2 more braids left. I was ready. I said yeah, Okay. But yeah, I'm literally just done the last braid now. I could not be happier. Make it. But these are the braids when they're freshly done. They look nice and neat. Bear in mind, this is my second time of doing braids of any kind on my own hair by myself. The first one I did were good, but it took me forever. It took me like 17 hours. But this one actually took me like maybe 6 or 7. I might be lying. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm just happy with the end result. I can flip it over. It's nice. It's not heavy. There's not a lot of length, so I can actually put it up easy. And it's not painful. So you can see me just putting it up straight after doing it. Like it is not painful at all. Doing knotless braids is not painful. And yeah, that's really it. And I left out a little bit my edges because, you know, my edges are struggling at the moment and they need to be out to actually thrive. Basically, I'm not an edge babe, but when I can, I really just slick it back. Like I don't do anything special really. So now it's time to put in hot water, and this is where it gets a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. So as you can see, I don't know why I have a bright yellow towel. What's wrong? I boiled some like water, poured it into a measuring jug. That's what I like to use. It's easy, it has a handle, and you can see that the water is actually steaming. So I don't know why I am holding it without the handle, but that's where I flopped. Okay, pause. This is where I realized that there's technique to this thing called braiding, because as you can see here, I've literally just dumped all the hair inside. Like I'm not caring about if I get curly ends, if I get straight ends. I just want to get this hair wet, done, and out of the way. No questions asked. So as you can see, I'm literally tilting my head as much as possible to get it in. But what happened is that I now have like curly ends. They're not the straightest of ends, but they were much curlier before, but now they've straightened out a bit because I keep on like pulling them straight. But when I took them out, I forgot to actually pull the towel down. So by pulling the towel down, especially with the heat on the synthetic hair, that's what makes it straight. So I literally just I crumpled up the hair. As you can see, I crumpled it up instead of letting it go. I think I was burning myself a little bit. I crumpled the hair instead of letting it go, and it just was not cute. This whole process was just not cute. But yeah, I get the towel and I wrap it around the hair and I try to squeeze out all of the yeah, don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Do not fold it up, because you're gonna get squiggly ends. You don't want squiggly ends because you're not 6. You want straight ends like a babe that you are, okay? So anyways, but then I use the hot water from the towel and I press it on my head. Like, oh, that's the best part for me. Like it feels a little bit painful, but that pain is like almost sweet. Like, but yeah, I just use that to straighten down the flyaways that may be on my head. But as you can see, I'm already irritated that the ends are curly. Why are they curly? But it's okay. You can also, I'm also looking at where I need to cut off hair. It's probably my hair that I'm cutting, but it will grow. But yeah, I'm literally just cutting off pieces that I can see. I can't really see because I don't have my glasses on, but it is what it is. Yeah, and then I think I cut off the ends as well. Like I measure it up and I make sure that everything is looking one level, and I just cut off any bits that are looking very straggly and raggedy. And yeah, I'm gonna use the Gummy Professional Wax Styling Wax Ultra Hold just to do my edges. And like I said, I'm not an edge babe. I just slick my hair back into a somewhat of a swoop. This is not even a swoop. This is just, my faint hairs must disappear and not look raggedy. I think I used a spoolie this time. I really was trying to do something, okay? I was trying to do something, but it is what it is. But yeah, that is my hair tutorial. As you can see, it has lasted up, I think this is like what, week 2 or week 3 now. It's done pretty well, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that's really it. There is a website and I'm gonna link where you can get affordable expressions from, especially in this crisis. Not a lot of hair shops are open, if at all any. It's like a comparison website where you can see different prices and not go and get the most expensive one because that's what shows up on Google. It's a all-in-one site and it will definitely help you out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. It will really help me a lot. If you need any more tips on how to do your knotless braids, please just send me a message or something like that and I can help you out. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and tell me if you do your knotless braids and if I helped you out just a little bit. Have a lovely day everyone. I love you all. Bye.